Hi everyone. Before we get to today's writing prompt, I just want to thank everybody who has been watching these, who's been telling me how they've been getting on, and especially people who have been subscribing. When you subscribe, it helps me to know that there's actually kind of an appetite for this, and it makes me think, okay, I will keep going and do some more. But also, you may or may not have noticed that my URL is not quite the most fitting one for me or for what I'm doing. And I came up with this banana related URL a really long time ago, about almost half my life ago when I was in my late teens. And so if you subscribe and if I get to 100 subscribers, I will be able to change that URL, which would be great and it would make me seem a little more professional perhaps. So I'd really appreciate your help if you feel able to subscribe. No worries if subscribing is just not for you. That's totally fine. Let's get to today's prompt without further ado. Today's writing prompt is spiral, and this card may have been slightly hard for you to read because the word spiral is written in a spiral. The way this prompt works is you start on the outside part of your page and you spiral in with the shape of your words. I'm actually going to stop for a second, do my own spiral, and then come back to you so that I can say a little bit more about what this prompt is all about. Okay, so here is my spiral, my sort of thumbprint of text. And what was interesting to me is that writing in a spiral made me start to think about things that are circular, and especially about how during this lockdown period I'm walking the same routes I found when I was writing in that spiral shape, that I began to think about things in a slightly different way and to come up with thoughts that hadn't occurred to me before. And that is exactly the point of this exercise. You don't have to do a spiral. You could choose to do a square and do straight lines. You could even simply, if you don't want to be moving your book like this, you could even simply draw a shape onto your page and write inside of that. The important thing is the constraint. One thing that I think is cool about the spiral shape is that it can create a kind of sense of urgency, because as you go in and in and in, you have less and less space. And so you suddenly start to realize, oh, maybe ideas are coming to me, but I have to cram them into an even smaller space. And I find that quite energizing and interesting. Give it a try. I would love to know how you get on with this one, because in the past I have found some of my students that I've done this exercise with have been so into it and kind of excited by it, and others have found it absolutely infuriating. So yeah, do get in touch and tell me how you got on, and if any strange, unusual things happened as a result of writing in this shape. Thanks very much, everyone. As I said earlier, I'd love it if you could subscribe, although no pressure, and I will see you next time.